remind everyone to please turn off their cell phones during news conferences. Additionally, flash photography is not permitted. Welcome to Stanford's press conference. Stanford's sports information contact is Wilder Treadway. Joining us on the podium are head coach Tara Vanderveer and student athletes Cameron Brink and Lexi Hull. Coach Vanderveer, would you like to make an opening statement?
First of all, I want to congratulate Kansas on a great season. And, at halftime, I wasn't really sure who was going to Spokane. They have a really exceptional team, and we had to play really well in the second half. I think it really boiled down to we had Lexi and they didn't. I mean, she was on fire. She played a great game. Possibly her last game in Maples, but she really showed out. And I'm just being hopeful, Lex. And Cam, I thought Cam had a great game, too. She really battled in there. It was very physical. And I thought our team really stepped up. We needed different people. Haley helped run our offense when we got a couple people in foul trouble. But today was Lexi's day.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question. Please limit yourself to one question, at most one follow-up. If you're on the Zoom call, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if time permits.
All right, Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. All right, Lexi, this probably is your last game, pending what Tara said. What went through your mind when you stepped on that court saying that this may be my last time, then to have a fantastic game like that? Is it what you dreamed when you first came here?
I mean, yeah. Lacey and I looked at each other before we started running out, and we said to each other, this is our last one running out in Maples. And so we wanted to give it everything we had, and I think we did that tonight. From the jump, and then especially coming in the second half, we knew it was over if we didn't win. So we didn't want it to be over. We wanted to make it Spokane. And it's awesome to have a night like tonight in Maples with a crowd like we had. I really felt the love, really felt the support, and it was super exciting.
Michelle Smith, Pac12.com. Lexi, last year Kiana got to go to her hometown and play, and you guys spent a long time there, but that's a weird, different thing.
Yeah.
But that motivation to get to Spokane, I mean, obviously to win, but how motivated are you to take this team to your hometown now?
I think it's I think everyone, wants to get to Spokane. No one wants to be done. But for Lacey and I, to be able to play at home one last time meant a lot to us. Meant a lot to our family, meant a lot to our friends. So there was that extra, chip on our shoulder that it meant a little bit more for us. And I think it just came down to that extra piece of us, just our team wanting it more than them, and just super, super happy, super excited to be heading home.
For both Lexi and Cam, and Killian with the San Francisco Chronicle, it was a really physical game. It looked like you wanted to leave part of your body at Maples Pavilion on the court. Can you just talk about the physical aspect of it and how bruised up you'll be tomorrow?
I think we saw it in the first half especially, and we knew going in, our coaches told us they're a very physical team, and we've played some physical teams this season, so I think that helped us prepare a little, but you don't really feel it until you hit the ground the first time. And we definitely felt it tonight, but I'm proud of our team for getting gritty and bouncing back from those.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. For the players, was there anything that Tara said at halftime that kind of allowed you guys to flip the switch? Any messages that was said? Because it was a close game at halftime, 2-point game, and you guys came out and just blew them out in that third quarter. Anything that was said, or what was kind of the message?
Tara, I think, made a point to us that we weren't playing our best, to put it nicely. We knew we could play a lot better, and I think, we didn't want to come back into the locker room on a loss and our season being over. And I think that was the message for all of us, was to get out there, lay everything out on the court, and hopefully be able to play another day, practice another day together. And so that was the message. We don't want to go home.
Matthew Walter, The Next Hoops. Lexi, you had 11 at the half, and the game's a 2-point game, and you come out in the second half and you put up 25. I know, something was said, but what inside of you in that second half where you just flipped the switch and went from having 11 points to just 25 in just the half alone?
I think it's just I really wanted it. in the back of my head, I was like, I want to play in Spokane. My entire body wants to play in Spokane. And it's just our team. We really kept the ball moving, found the hot hand, and ran with it the rest of the game. Definitely wouldn't have gotten 36 points without everyone else. So credit to everyone.
Hi, Cam. Janie McCauley from Associated Press. How much did you guys try to take it at Jackson at every chance? And just also, the game opened up when your perimeter players were able to do what they could, and that would seem like a real factor.
Yeah, I think the goal is to get people in foul trouble because she's obviously like a huge part of their team. So, yeah, I just tried to take it at her. She definitely blocked my shots a couple times, which I'm not used to. But I definitely just tried to find Lex as much as I could because when Lex is hot, she's hot. So she doesn't miss.
Cam, for you, watching some high seeds fall today, some 2 seeds go down, is that just something that you look at and you go, we better not let that happen to us, or do you just put that away?
Yeah, it's kind of scary, honestly, and everyone's so good, and rankings really don't matter at the end of the day. It's like who plays their best and whoever continues to play their best. So I think that's a huge piece to it, and I think Tara said to us at halftime, like, they're playing like they want it more, and I think that really struck a chord with us. Like, we want to always put our best out there. So yeah, I mean, I think you just got to keep playing as hard as you can.
Cam, everybody had different motivations, but you had the Curry girls cheering you on up there, and just what a crowd. I mean, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I just want them to play basketball one day. Hopefully they watch and they want to play, or any sport, honestly. But yeah, I think them and any other little girl out there. So yeah, I do it for them.
Hi, Lexi. Harold Gutman with the San Jose Mercury News. It wasn't just the 36 points. You had 6 steals as well. Was that one of those games where just your defense was feeding your offense, or vice versa?
Yeah, I think every game, I feel like if I can play hard on defense, that definitely translates, gets our team into a groove when we can get a stop and go down and get a bucket. So I think it definitely goes hand in hand, and those steals I think just come down to following the scout and knowing what they're running, and that's a credit to the coaching staff.
Lexi, now that the game's over and you've sort of had some time to just think, just what are some of the things about playing in Maples and playing here at Stanford that you're going to remember most if you decide not to come back?
I think it's just the love and support from the fans. I really, really felt it tonight. I think every senior leaving the court, everyone stood up, everyone was cheering loud, and you really felt it. People all the way up in the high bleachers. We could see it, we could feel the support, and that means the world. And it's definitely a place I'm going to miss playing in, yeah.
We'll take one more question from the Zoom. Lindsay, you can ask your question.
Hey, Lex and Cam, Lindsay Snell from USA Today. Congrats, Lex. Cam, when Lex came out of the game, you were celebrating with her on the bench, really happy. And I know that you have talked before about being so close to these seniors, and at senior day, in particular with Lexi and Lacey, you were a wreck. Can you talk about why you just love them so much? What is it about them?
Oh my God, now I'm gonna get emotional again. Right as before we ran out, I looked at Lex and Lacey. I was like, I'm gonna start crying right now. And Lacey told me, she's like, not yet. She was like, she's so serious. She was like, don't cry, Cameron. And I don't know, they're the heart of our team. They really are. They're the glue. And off the court too, they plan every function we do as a team. Lex is such a great person, and I just love you. That's all I can say right now.
Thank you, Cameron and Lexi. You can head back to your locker room. Now we'll take questions for Coach Vanderveer.
We didn't lose.
As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question.
Halftime, I was crying.
Okay, Coach. Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. All right, Coach, when Anna got those first couple fouls, did that just alter the way you guys were going to play that first half?
It wasn't just Anna. It was Anna, Haley, and Lacey. And I think that just we needed other people to step up, and Lexi did. I think that we need people to really understand they've got to be ready. I thought Janet came in, had 3 assists. That was great. Hannah Jump, I thought, contributed. She had some big threes for us. Lacey's 3 with 1 second, that was a good one. But, the fouls, Anna's a great defender, and so is Lacey, but they have to play without fouling. So hopefully they'll learn, and they realize how important they are for us out there. But other people, I was upset about it. I was getting on them about it. I was getting on the refs about it. But we did a much better job in the second half.
Tara, Michelle, over here. The physicality, your kids took it pretty well, and they gave as good as they got. But did you feel like it was too physical out there?
I didn't feel like it was. I just thought there were some times where, especially early in the game, I think they tried to establish some stuff. Obviously they were calling fouls on. They called some good fouls on us, and we can't do that. But of course, I thought they missed some on them. But that's just because I'm biased. But I thought they were working really hard, and that's how it's going to be. So our team has to adjust to that. I'm thankful no one got hurt.
Tara, she's overshadowed at times by some of her other teammates like Cameron and Haley. Can you just talk about what Lexi and Lacey mean to this program and have meant over the years?
Oh, wow.
Lights out.
Lights out for Lexi, right, and Lacey. I think Cam kind of stated it a little bit. They are extremely competitive. You don't have a bad day with those twins. Every day they come to practice. They're always the ones shooting afterwards. Lexi, Lacey, Hannah jump, maybe a couple other people. They're really, really competitive. They're competitive in their grades. They're like right at 3.99 or whatever. And they're two of the nicest people. I am so spoiled as a coach to coach them, and I've said this before, but I get mad at their parents because they only had twins instead of triplets. They are so exceptional. Students, student athletes, I'm so lucky, and I'm so excited. I was really excited on the bench for both, especially Lexi, just how she played, but obviously Lacey's so important too. To be able to go play at home, and whatever happens up there, Lexi put our team on her back and, just said, we're going to Spokane. I'm going to do whatever I need to do, and she did.
Yeah, John Reed, Lawrence Journal World. They were down by a couple at the half, and they played pretty controlled and poised, I thought. What were they doing on their positive side that was bothering you?
Well, I think in the beginning of the game they were getting offensive boards. I think that, they're a very good team. They're a team that, plays in a great league, plays against great competition. So it's going to be a 40-minute game. I think we were able to get out and run a little bit. We were able to go into Cam, establish a low block. We had some people knocking down threes. Going 13 for 26. Hannah jumps threes were huge. Lexi's were huge. Cam making her 3 early. But I thought defensively we were working really hard. But in the beginning we got hurt with some of their pick and roll action, and some of their players like Franklin hit some shots that were. She's usually more of a facilitator. But I thought our defense did a really good job on number 13. She was our leading scorer coming in, ended up with 7. I was upset with number 10 getting a wide open 3 in the first half. We just had to lock down better defensively, and I thought we did. They're a really good team, and we got it going in the second half. We got out. We were more aggressive defensively. And that was the difference, I thought.
Tara, Matthew Walter, the next hoops. Can you just talk a little bit about, in that third quarter, Lexi hits the first couple shots, and then she just really gets it going. Were you calling things specifically to get her shots, or is that just in the flow of your offense that she was able to just find a way to score?
It was really totally in the flow. In fact, one play we were calling wasn't even for her, and she scored on it. But, I think she can get like this. we've seen this against Oregon. She had 33. The basket was big for her, and she knew it, and everyone else knew it. So let's give her the ball, and they did. One thing I think about our team is that, all of them, you already referenced this a little bit, but, a lot of times there is a lot of attention for Cam, or a lot of attention for Haley, or Fran dunks, and Lexi and Lacey do a lot of the dirty work. I mean, they're on the floor for the ball. They're in the, they're hustling, they're scrapping, they're super competitive, and I'm really glad that for today the spotlight was on Lexi. But the rest of the team is so excited. I mean, she had to come in with a different shirt on because they drenched her with water. They didn't get her the big bucket, but they did it with the water bottles. And they're a great group. They're a really close group, and you can be happy for her because she's so unselfish. But she likes to score.
Hey, Tara, Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. Notice you guys had 10 turnovers in the first half. I think only 4 in the second half, if my math is correct. I'm guessing that ball security was a major part of your halftime speech to them, kind of message.
Well, it really hurt us when you have Anna with 2 fouls and Haley with 2 fouls, and Lacey are main ball handlers. And I thought people came in, but we did have too many turnovers in the first half. We heard about that. We talked about that. Can't repeat that.
Tara, I'm just wondering what you think of this tournament bracket so far. There's been some big names that have gone down the last couple of days.
I don't really pay attention to, I watch, but first of all, I'm really proud of Lindy, how they did. I'm rooting for Arizona, to keep doing what they're doing. It was a tough game for Utah against Texas, but this is the first time they had freshmen. It's the first time they've been in a tournament. They did awesome. I'm really, really excited for how Lynn did with her team. I was disappointed with Oregon. I was hoping that they could pull it out, and Creighton's proved that it's not a one-trick pony. I mean, they came back and beat Iowa, which is a huge win for them. And then we know South Dakota's really good. For them to pull off that win is a great win. I think it adds a lot of excitement to the women's tournament, but I didn't want it happening to us. But our bracket is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 1, 2, 4. 3 hasn't been decided yet. So I think we're in a very tough bracket, and we're playing teams that we know we played against. So let's see who's improved the most.
All right, time for one last question.
Okay. Coach, how impressed were you with Cameron's game? All across the board, double-double, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 assists, I'm sorry.
Right.
And 2 blocks, and then no fouls. So just a very impressive across-the-board game. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind her getting 1 foul. I thought she was awesome. She stepped up to the challenge, playing against Jackson. Jackson blocks shots. She's very athletic. She's physical. They're a very good basketball team. And I thought Cam had an excellent game. I'm really proud of her and how she's developed and how well she's playing. And, different people will step up for us. I think, I don't think you've seen the best of some people yet. I thought Fran helped us a lot. I thought Ashton came in and helped us. Her defense I thought was really good. Her size. Our returners know what it takes, and they did a really good job.
Thank you, Coach Vanderveer.
All right, I hope we see some people in Spokane.
A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts were provided by ASAP, will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us. Before we get started, let me remind everyone to please turn off your cell phones during news conferences. Additionally, flash photography is not permitted. Welcome to Kansas's press conference. Kansas's sports information contact is Doug Self. Joining us on the podium are head coach Brandon Schneider and student athletes Zakiah Franklin and Chandler Prater. Coach Brandon, would you like to make an opening statement?
I was really proud of our team's effort today. I thought we were highly competitive for about 25 minutes, of the game, and give Stanford a lot of credit. I thought they were incredible in the third quarter, and Lexi just went into takeover mode, and this is as an elite offensive performance as I've probably witnessed in person, in the manner of which she scored in just every way possible. So a lot of credit to her and to Stanford on their performance tonight.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question, and please limit yourself to one question and at most one follow-up. If you're on the Zoom call, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if time permits.
All right, Michael Robertson, the African-American athlete. All right, Chandler or Zakiah, you guys hit the buzzer shot at the end of the first quarter, and you were headed close to the end of the half, and 3 times you guys tied it up. What were you thinking at halftime that, hey, we're at the national champions' home, and we're this close at halftime?
I mean, coming into the game, we definitely had a lot of confidence that we could keep up with them the entire time. So halftime, it was just more of a reminder that, hey, we're able to run with this team, and we're more than capable of playing alongside them.
Yeah, Zakiah. This is a young team, so what kind of experience did you guys, you got a lot of juniors coming back especially, what kind of experience did you gain in this tonight?
A lot of experience, some that we can even learn from Stanford, the way that they played. So coming back next year is the plan, so yeah.
Matthew Walter, the next hoops. For both of you, can you guys just talk about what about Lexi Holt tonight made her so difficult to guard and allowed her to just have such an offensive game? Was it something specific, or just she found a rhythm and was able to hit shots?
Yeah, well, she's a 3-level scorer. She's able to go to the basket, pull up, and shoot from the 3. So you definitely have to be on your toes with a player like that. And once they start to heat up, it's definitely hard to stop them. So a lot of credit to her for playing so well and competing so hard.
Hello, Sam Huang, the next hoops. This is for Zakiah. So Cameron Brink, Stanford center, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, great shot blocker. You actually had some nice floaters against her. How does she affect your approach, her presence?
Her length, honestly. She's a very long player, quick on her feet, so I would say that.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. For the players, obviously, just wanted to get your thoughts on the turnovers. You guys forced 10 turnovers in the first half on them. What were you guys doing well defensively to kind of get them out of rhythm and have them force the 10 turnovers that they had?
They run a very clean and precise offense. So coming to this game, we wanted to disrupt them and not let them catch it on their spots, and definitely just play the defense that we've been playing all year. So, I mean, that was a key to not let them get comfortable on offense because they're such a great offensive team. So forcing turnovers and making things hard for them in the first half definitely was a key.
We'll go to Zoom for the next question. Mitchell, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, this is Mitchell Summers from WIBW in Topeka. I was just wondering, for the team, what will be your lasting memories from this season?
Honestly, I would say just the growth of this team. We've grew so much over the year, and how much we've accomplished, honestly. And we can take that into next year and do something even special with it and build on it.
We'll do one more from Zoom. Maya, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Maya Peterson, Playmakers KU for both.
Sorry, the connection's not working as well. Sorry. Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you, Zakaya and Chandler. You can head back to your locker room. Thank you very much.
Guys.
Now we'll take questions for Coach Brandon. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of your question.
Michael Robertson, African American athlete. All right, Coach, were you aware of the dramatic moment that happened previous game where you got a dunk from one of the Stanford players? So were you worried about maybe that happening in this game?
I saw it. I didn't see it live, but I believe it was one of my two sons who notified me immediately about that, and obviously very familiar with her and her ability to do that. All we talked about is you know, don't turn the ball over at the top, and you know, those are dangerous plays for anybody, but you know, just be aware that she's very capable.
John Reed, Lawrence Journal World. Coach, Stanford has a lot of depth, and it seemed like that played in. And would you agree there?
I think their depth, and I think you know, you can talk about their offensive performance, but I thought it was their defense. It was like a lot of body blows over and over that just took a lot out of us. It was very difficult for us to get good looks, and we had to work really hard to get you know, quality shot attempts, and then that, you know, just continues to take the air out of you and affects your ability to defend a very high octane offense. I think, you know, lost probably in Lexi's offensive performance was how well she defended. I mean, you know, she neutralized Holly Kerskeeter with you know, physical, tough, very stingy defense, and it's not a surprise to me that translates into a pretty good offensive night.
Coach Matthew Walter, the next hoops. You touched on this a little bit, but Stanford has so many players, so how hard is it to figure out who to just focus on? And when someone like Lexi gets going, why is it so difficult to stop her when they have all these weapons? Just the balance of trying to guard one specific person when they have all this, you know, different talent.
Well, their offense is interchangeable parts, and obviously a very high IQ team, but they went from big to bigger to enormous when they're playing Jones at the 3, and they've got Lacey Hall playing the point guard. That's very, very imposing, and the interchangeable parts and the depth they have, I think, will position them to be right back in the hunt to win another national title.
Coach, Samuel Huang with the Next Hoops. There was a moment in the first quarter when Tanai Jackson was subbed out. They started feeding Cameron Brink. She scored a bucket, drew a foul, and immediately Tanai came back in. Was that matchup part of the emphasis of your game plan?
Well, you know, Twin is a player that we think is one of the better defenders in the country, and you know, we have to be judicious some with her minutes and guard against foul trouble, and you know, credit Stanford when we went to our bench, we brought in a freshman, and you know, they were very aggressive in attacking that matchup. But Twins had an exceptional season, and you know, you're talking about a team that has multiple All-American candidates on their roster, and Brink being one of them.
John Reed again. You're a pretty young team, just junior laden. Would you say you're young, and how valuable is it?
You know, with the COVID year, there's possibility for us to have 7 freshmen, 4 sophomores.
Okay.
So we potentially could be super young. And
what I was getting at is how valuable is to play in this game like tonight, even though the outcome wasn't quite what you wanted?
I think the experience as a whole, I thought we played really well against Georgia Tech, and I thought there were some moments against Stanford tonight that we played really well. And I would hope that it would create a great thirst in our program to continue to grow and develop and be a consistent participant in this tournament.
All right, Michael Robertson again. So, Coach, how is it for you psychologically to coach against a legendary coach, teacher as Tara?
I think it's more of an honor, and to be able to, I have so much respect for her and what she's not only built here, but been able to sustain for decades is unbelievable. And I think any coach in our profession, if you don't try to learn and emulate those like her, then it's pretty foolish.
Hey, Coach. Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. Just want to get your thoughts on Haley Jones. You guys held her to 7 points, 4 rebounds, only took 5 shots. Was there anything you guys felt you were doing defensively to kind of contain her and force her to not have the kind of night she used to have? Or
I think I thought Ioana did a really good job on her, especially when she was playing the 4. But I also understand that when somebody's going like Lexi was, they probably chose to direct much of their offensive attack in her direction, which is going to limit opportunities, for other players.
Coach Matthew Walter again. I asked this to your players, but what specifically about Lexi tonight was so hard to guard, and was it something specific about her, or just she's a 3-level scorer, she can have nights like this?
No, I think her defense ignited her overall performance, and then in the first half, when it was a back and forth, she made some really tough mid-range pull-up jump shots that were contested. And then I think in the second half, she got back cuts, she got post-ups, she got rim attacks, and then they start running her off, staggers, and, she starts making threes. So, it's just a really talented player who just got better and better and just played with a mentality that, we're not going to lose tonight.
We'll go to Mitchell on Zoom for the last question. Mitchell, you can ask your question.
Hey, Coach, this team has accomplished a lot throughout the year. At the beginning of the year, picked to finish at the bottom of the Big 12 to hang in for a while for the defending champions. What will we remember most from this team this year?
I just think the progress and the chemistry that was built with this team, and I really believe that we played the toughest 4-game stretch to end the regular season. Played 4 top 10 opponents, but I thought we played our best basketball against Georgia Tech and for, like I said, 20, 25 minutes today.
Thank you, Coach Brandon.
Thank you.
A recording of this press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.